Hi everybody, happy Monday. Today I'm going to read a book about a little boy who's trying to decide what he wants to be when he grows up. So as I'm reading this, maybe you'll think of some ideas of what you want to do when you grow up. So the title is When I Grow Up, and the author's name is Al Yankovic, and the illustrator's name is Wes Hargis. Here we go. I waited so long for the hours to pass, but soon it was noon there in Mrs. Krupp's class. And Thursday at noon, as I'm sure you know well, is the time of the week when we do show and tell. And this week the subject so special to me was when I grow up, what am I going to be? That's something I'd really been thinking about, and I just couldn't wait to let all those thoughts out. So when Mrs. Krupp said, "Who's ready to share?" you can guess who was there with his hand in the air. I raised both my hands just as high as they'd go, and I bounced up and down, and then, what do you know? Well, Mrs. Krupp picked me, yes, me, to go first. Oh, I was so happy I thought I would burst. I proudly stood up and began my oration concerning my choice for a future vocation. Ahem! Esteemed friends and colleagues, and dear Mrs. Krupp, I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. Why, I'll be the greatest chef you've ever seen. The world will go crazy for my cuisine. I'll tantalize taste buds with my rigatoni, sautéed with black truffles and pickled bologna, surrounded by kumquats and candied pig's feet, topped with shrimp-flavored lollipops. Bon appetit! My walls will be filled with awards that I've gotten for toast on a stick and my Twinkies au gratin. My kitchen will be the most famous in France, so make reservations 12 years in advance. There's no doubt about it, I'm certain you see, a world-renowned chef is what I'm going to be. That's very nice, Billy, sweet Mrs. Krupp said. Who wants to be next? Maybe Susie or Fred? I said, hold the phone now, I haven't departed. Hang on to your seats, 'cause I'm just getting started. So maybe instead I could be a snail trainer. Man, that would be awesome. Why, that's a no-brainer. I'll teach all my snails to do really neat tricks. They'll play dead, roll over, and even fetch sticks. Of course, all the sticks will come back 2 years later. But working with snails, I mean, what could be greater? They'll do any stunts that I like, holy moly. I'll train them to pedal a bike really slowly. Then jump, I mean ooze, through a huge ring of fire, and crawl at a snail's pace across a high wire. Then finish by writing my name with their trails. That's right, I'll be Billy, the master of snails. Or else maybe I'll be the lathe operator who makes the hydraulic torque wrench cabulator, which fine-tunes the wrench that's specifically made to retighten the nuts on the lateral blade that's directly beneath the main radial sockets inside cooling systems on X-14 rockets. And since this profession's as cool as can be, well, what would be better to do it than me? Say, here's an idea, perhaps just for laughs. I may make my living by milking giraffes. It's oh so cliche to get milk from a cow, and I bet all those cows need a break anyhow. Imagine my milking way up in the air. I'd use a tall ladder instead of a chair. What? Milking giraffes, Mrs. Krupp said. Oh, please. I countered, how else could we make giraffe cheese? Now don't interrupt me, I'm not really through yet. There's still lots of stuff that I'm planning to do yet. 'Cause maybe I'll be a gorilla masseuse. He's giving that gorilla a massage. Or an artist who sculpts out of chocolate mousse. Or a rodeo clown, or a movie director, or maybe professional pickle inspector, or big sumo wrestler, or hedge fund investor, or smelly pit sniffing deodorant tester. Oh my goodness. And finally, I said, my great-grandfather's Bob been a whole lot of things, had a bunch of jobs. A butcher, a barber, a bellman, a bouncer, a telephone psychic, a bingo announcer. You know what? He just turned 103, and he's still not quite sure what he wants to be. See, I'm only 8 now, so frankly I'm hoping you'll cut me some slack if I leave my options open. Let's just wait and find out what my future brings. Hey, I might have time to do all of those things. And then the bell rang and we all went to lunch, and I was sipping my pineapple punch. I pondered professions that I'd like to enter, like brave firefighter or crazy inventor. Or maybe, just maybe now, when I grow up, I can be a great teacher like dear Mrs. Krupp. And he made his teacher a picture. It says, Teacher Billy for Mrs. Krupp. Love, Billy. See his picture? And there he is. Now he must be thinking about doing something with dinosaur bones. So this story was really fun because it gave us all kind of ideas of anything you could be when you grow up. And you don't have to be just one thing. You can have all kind of jobs when you grow up. So this is a really fun book to think about. And maybe today you can draw a picture of 1 or 2 or 3 things that you might like to try when you grow up. And on the back of this story is a real picture of the author, Al Yankovic. Looks like he's having fun on a tricycle. Okay, I can't wait to see what pictures you draw of what you might like to try when you grow up. Have a good day. Bye.